So I was sitting in prayer this morning, and I want to answer a question that a lot of people have when it comes to God and the marriage restoration, and why God hasn't fixed the marriage yet, or why God has not sent them back yet. So this is not going to be for everybody, but take what you need from it. The main reason why God has not sent your spouse back yet is because you're still hurting. Your heart is still broken. Some people are so focused on the restoration and getting your spouse back, and your heart is still broken. And God does not build on a broken foundation. So yes, you're crying out for restoration, but you need to heal. All right? Your heart is still broken. This is the reason why you see nothing. All right? Another reason is because some people, they are living their life in a state of, well, I'm not going to do this because God didn't answer this prayer yet. Or I'm not going to move this particular way because I'm waiting for my husband to come back. And then you have women who are living under the same roof with their spouse, and there is no change because sometimes you're looking for your spouse to be the source of your healing. And I made that mistake. I was looking like, okay, you're here, so you need to do something to make up for why my feelings is hurt and why my heart is broken. And that is all wrong, okay? Most people look at their situation and they're looking at their spouse doing whatever. But the reality is you're waiting on God. Like, some women, they put the responsibility of their spouse doing the right thing as like looking at it like, okay, well, you need to make the decision to come back, when really, when a person is really deep in sin, it really does take God's power to bring them back. I say this all the time. Your spouse is going to return by the power of God, by the transforming power of God, because a lot of times when the enemy has somebody bound, especially in like addiction and adultery and infidelity, they don't have it in them to get themselves out that situation. It literally takes God, okay? Another reason why the Lord has not probably sent your spouse back yet is because God wants to restore you. You might be looking at it, okay, well, I won't be happy until he comes back, when really God doesn't want you to be codependent. If you feel like you're frustrated because of this other person, you're still broken. Because for some reason in your mind, you're thinking that I need this person to be complete. No, ma'am. God wants to restore you back to himself first. Now, what I'm saying is everything that I went through, okay? So I'm not speaking from a place of I've never been through it. I'm speaking from a place of a woman that has overcame these things. Restoration is so much bigger than you just getting your spouse back. It is about positioning. It is about changing the bloodline and you operating in your purpose the way that God intended to. You have to get to a place where you trust God beyond a timeline, okay? A lot of you guys, and I want to say this very humbly but boldly, a lot of you guys have to grow up. Okay, you have to grow up. God has to spiritually mature you, because sometimes we are still immature in our response to things when God does not do things the way that we want. This is not a situation that you're able to control. You can't control God. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't control the Lord. So I'm making this video to encourage you to trust God in this process. Whatever season that you're in, I need you to endure it and go through it, because God has led you so deep in this thing, you cannot go back. People thought you were crazy. You lost friends because of this thing. You know, he has put you in a place where you have nobody but him. You're not crazy or desperate for desiring marriage restoration, but you're in a process of these things happening the way that God desires. You're not understanding that God is trying to make this thing back his way, so the cycle that you guys been experiencing does not repeat itself. And your spouse coming back is the reward of your obedience. You know, their transformation, okay, that is where God will begin to work on them, and y'all will be the way that God originally intended marriage to be. Whether you're unmarried or not married, do not stop living your life, okay? Because some people, they don't live their life until God answers the prayer. I'm not talking about not being prayerful, because I prayed and fasted the entire time, but I still took care of myself. I still went to work. I still focused on things. I was not always in a state of being paralyzed. You know, I started off like that in the beginning, where I would just sit because I just really wanted God to do this thing, but I had to learn how to trust him. You know, I had to learn how to trust him. So I pray that this has encouraged you. We have a lot of new people coming across my page. I see all the emails. I see all the messages. I want to welcome you. My name is Ray. And I do have a lot of resources. So right now, in the link in my bio, I have a plethora of ebooks for just about any situation in your marital stand. Right now, I have Severing Her Influence. This is something that my community requested. This is an ebook full of prayers on uprooting the other woman and keeping her out. That's 2 ebooks in one. That's in the link in my bio. And I have the Lust Breakthrough ebook if your husband has been cheating the whole time. So if your husband is very lusty, you need to get that ebook, okay? Even if you don't use it now, these ebooks are not here to stay. Friday is the last day that these ebooks will be up on the site, because I have a plethora of new resources being released that God is telling me to do that. So don't miss out, you guys. All of that is in the link in my bio. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.